With APIGIT, you can create beautiful Git-powered documentation that evolves with your code. APIGIT transforms API specs and Markdown into a fully branded document site with rich interactive components, custom navigation, and flexible viewing options. Version your documentation with precision through Git integration, control access granularly, and deliver a professional experience under your own domain, giving both internal teams and external partners exactly the documentation they need, exactly when they need it. APIGIT supports powerful documentation development through an intuitive Open API spec editor and customized MDX editor for Markdown files. Let's start by navigating to an API repository. Here we are on the repository detail page. Switching to the All Files tab, you can review all repository files without any filtering. For API documentation, files must be located outside the APIGIT mock and APIGIT test folders and have .json or .yaml extensions. These can be Open API specs, JSON schema specs, or Markdown documents. Now let's go to the API Documents tab. This filters to show only API-related files. Here's an example Open API spec, which is rendered as an intuitive document by default. You can review API definitions, component definitions, or try them out directly. Besides the default viewer, you can switch to other modes. Swagger UI Viewer for traditional Swagger UI style, Code Viewer for raw API spec code, or Governance Viewer for rule violations. Let's return to the default viewer. To edit this document, click the Edit button. You can use our most intuitive form-based API SAG editor to edit API, add components or other changes, and then commit them to Git repository. For detailed API editor features, please check our API design video. Markdown is a key part of API documentation. APIGIT enhances standard Markdown with a rich set of predefined components, such as alerts, tabs, cards, containers, math, and more, designed for clarity and visual appeal. With our intuitive Markdown editor, you can effortlessly create interactive, professional-looking documentation. Select a Markdown file from the file tree on the left and click Edit to begin. You can write Markdown directly in the editor or use the toolbar to insert elements. Perfect if you don't recall the exact syntax. For a better experience, open the Preview panel to see real-time rendering of your changes. After making changes, you can switch to the Diff view to review what was modified, or use Preview mode to see how the Markdown will be rendered. Once you're satisfied, commit your changes. After committing, you can continue editing the current document, switch to another Markdown or API spec file, or exit the editor. Once your API spec and Markdown documents are ready for release, you can publish them by clicking the Publish button. Each publish action generates a versioned documentation site based on a specific Git Share commit. You can publish multiple versions from different commits as your project evolves. Here we're naming this doc as version 5.0, adding some descriptions, enabling Try It Out, and setting member-only access. Click the Publish button to proceed to the publish. Once it is published, we will be navigated to the repository's Publishing Center. Here you can review and manage all published documents, share links with your team or partners easily. Here's the document we just published. Clicking the link will navigate us to the document site of this version. If there are multiple versions of documents, you can switch version from the drop-down. If you want to customize the document, you can navigate to Setting tab. From there, you can upload a new logo, change the document titles, themes, enable-disable try it out, and even custom domains. To share documents, there are multiple ways. The first way is to set access permission for the document: member only, member plus external viewers, or public access. Repository team members have automatic access to published documents. For non-team members, you can add them as external viewer to access documents. For public documents, anyone with the link can access this version. The second way to share documents is to create shared links. A shared link is an easy way to share API documents to third-party without requiring them to have an APIGIT account. They can directly access the link. For security, you can also add key protection for secure access. Here, let's create a shared link for my published document. Select the target document version, add access key for security, add some description for record, then click Save button. Now we created a shared link. You can copy the link and share with any of your partners now. Thank you and welcome to use APIGit, the most powerful native Git platform that provides one-stop service for both API management and Git-based version control.